Alright, so I had to end the last video ended because I had to take a break to go do some stuff. Been kind of, not like sickish lately, but I kind of haven't really been too well, so I had to go take a break, and I guess while I was gone, the video had ended. So we've still have only gotten one ending for Faruzan's Hangout quest. Usually I can finish these Hangout quests in like one or two to three videos. But hers is taking me longer. So not only that, we are gonna have to go back and re-listen to some things again, because I have to get different endings. I have to get different endings, and it causes you to replay certain segments again. So you have to hear what they say again. So the machine was looking for her. I was right. This other one here is one that she fixed to send letters back and forth. Though I don't see anywhere where it could store letters except for maybe in the middle there. So if you read all three of the letters that are on the floor, you actually get 5 Primo Gems for it. It's actually, it's an achievement.
Dear Faruzan, I hope you're doing well.
So what's sad about these is she was gone for 100 years because she was trapped in some ruins, and everyone that she knew outside of that time is already passed, like her parents and her friends and family, and like anybody else who knew her from that time is already gone. Like they had already passed away, because it's 100 years has been too long. Nobody lives that long. Well, some people do, but even so. And the machines had been trying to find her to give her family's letters, but because she was actually locked in a ruins, no one could actually find her, and the machines that were sent to deliver the letters couldn't actually give them to her because they couldn't find her.
It has been over 20 years since you went missing. People from the academia keep telling us to give up and that you're most likely dead, but somehow I feel like you're still alive. Yes, that you live still in some corner of this world. You've always been persistent, able to shine no matter what situation you face. I believe that this persistence serves you well in surviving and finding your way home. Unfortunately, I likely won't be able to welcome you home when you do. I don't have much time left, and my reflexes have slowed. Others keep telling me to stop exploring ruins. Only Tamimi is still the same as before, always running off to places which you've been to. Your teacher and friends came up with an idea to remodel Tamimi, so it can search for you in our place. You didn't like coming home back then, and would always get Tamimi to send a letter back. Now we're leaving a letter with Tamimi. I wonder if it'll ever be delivered to you. I don't know the answer to that question, but if you ever read this letter, I hope it'll be when you've already found your way home. I regret not being able to say this to you myself, but I still feel sincerely happy for you, my dear daughter.
Welcome home, Faruzan. Look at you, Tamimi. You've changed so much after all these years. Thank you for waiting for me all this time. I've safely received the letters. Your work is done now. You can sleep.
That's...
Tamimi, the mechanical life form I encountered back then. When I would go on expeditions, it would follow me, take notes for me, and send my letters home. When I met with that accident, it was on the way to deliver a letter for me. I once thought that I'd never get to see it again. I didn't expect my teacher and others to remodel its self-repair function, upgrading it to self-learning. And so, in order to plumb the depths of unknown ruins and overcome dangerous traps, it repaired and modified itself using parts it found along the way. One decade of wandering became many, and soon, Tamimi, which used to be incapable of even moving heavy objects, became the Ruin Wanderer. All so it could deliver these last letters from them to me.
Even though they all had passed on, they still prayed for your safe return.
The strain to support such a huge body must have turned out to be too much for your heart, right? Even after the remodeling, its restitution module still can't function perfectly in perpetuity. It has been pushing itself beyond its limits over the past few decades. Just like a living being, mechanical life forms have a limited lifespan. It probably became trapped in the ruins all those years ago because its shelf life had run out. It most likely only reactivated because it detected my presence. And then it mustered up everything it had to deliver that last letter. Now, it can finally rest in peace. Tainari told you what happened to me, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. It's not like this incident is a secret in the academia. Besides, I've always treated it as a failed experiment. As a researcher, I must accept this result. However, finding out that so many people were affected by my failure does make me feel somewhat conflicted. Can you head back to Pardis DI first? We've been here for a while, and it's best not to make Kale and the rest worry. As for me, I want to stay with Tamimi for a bit longer. Just a bit.
That is so depressing. Her eyes look a lot like the mechanical life forms out here, though, with the diamonds. So this little machine was powering the giant one? Because that almost seems like that's what it's saying, but I'm not fully sure. Like, I'm not sure if that is or not. Has anybody ever noticed how the word sure sounds like it has an H in it, but it doesn't? Why can't you just get up there? God. Why are you making this difficult? Oh my god, and then she flies right past it. Like, you're normally when you go up to stuff, the characters stick to it instantly. But then when you, like, try to do it yourself, they're just like, nope. They fly past it, they glide past it, they slip and fall off of it, and it's like, aren't you supposed to just stick to everything? Isn't that like the whole point of this game? Being able to stick and climb to everything? I thought that was like one of its main features. That made it different from other games, is the fact that you can just climb up anything and everything. Like your character just sticks to it. It is kind of funny though how this is the only game that allows you to climb up anything and everything. Literally everything and anything. But there are some things where they don't let you do it, so... That is depressing though, because she became trapped in the ruins, and those machines kept trying to find a way to send the letters to her, but they couldn't find her because she was sealed, like, I guess, underground, from the sounds of it. Because while she was trapped in the ruins, she was sealed in there for 100 years, but, like, some kind of special properties in the ruins stopped her from aging, so she had stayed the same. And I do remember them saying that the, Dandra Archon Ruka Devata had sealed some of her powers inside the ruins, so it was probably maybe even the Dandra Archon's influence that kept her young. But who's to say? Because I'm pretty sure that's the magical properties they're referring to.
You're back!
How was your journey through the desert? Wait, where's Madame Faruzan?
Oh, you know, she fell into a giant pit. Tell the whole truth, keep Tamimi a secret. I wonder if we might lose a heart if we tell the whole truth, because it's not really our... We'll just tell everyone the partial truth.
So Madame Faruzan has some other things to settle. Alright. And to think that Raid was doing all of those things on the sly. It's good that you all got out of that situation in one piece.
Madame Faruzan will be able to repair Carcado when she gets back, won't she?
Currently, only Faruzan and I know about Tamimi. I should let Faruzan decide whether to tell the others about Tamimi. Wait until one day later. Alright, I'll get right in the middle of these flowers. You would think she could climb them, but I bet you they don't have a... No, it obviously has a hitbox, because she kind of runs into it. But then again, they kind of don't. Alright, let's see. Yeah, because we could tell. I bet you that's how the ending splits. There's one where you tell them and one where you don't. I like how it says enter when I'm already inside it.
I'm back! What? Is there to be no welcoming party?
You're a ghost. You just literally materialized in front of me.
Madam Faruzan, we're over here! That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Karkata is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape.
I bet you she's using the ones from Tamimi.
So this is a relic of an ancient civilization? Unbelievable. Thankfully, it didn't end up in Raid's unscrupulous hands.
Unscrupulous, huh? Sounds like you already told them what happened.
I told them about Raid. I told them about the archaeology team. Whatever. I told them about Raid.
Is that so? Thank you. We will talk about everything else later. It's nothing. I've already given all the evidence we have against Raid to the Academia. They're going to be very busy. Too busy to bother us, I'd wager. I'll start repairing Karkata then. Kale, can you help me out? Of course!
After some repairs, Karkata springs back to life. Man, why are you so fucking close to me? Jeez.
Faruzan went out after repairing Karkata. She seems to be looking for you for some reason. Well, I will not probe any further. However, if you need any help, do feel free to ask.
No, hell no. I don't even hear his voice the same anymore after what I heard, what he did. It just sounds so scummy to me now when I hear it. And it's such a shame, you know. I don't like to think poorly on voice actors, but when they do stuff outside of their work, it really does influence how people think about them. It really does ruin what it is that they do, even if it is just voicing a fucking made-up character in a game or an anime. Like, you don't see that character anymore, and it ruins the character, you know. A character that the actual developers took time to make, he was designed and made, and it's like he's ruining their work, you know, because they don't got a voice for him anymore. Yeah, I heard he's already been replaced, but in my game, for some reason, the new voice lines still haven't been updated. And it's also because I don't have him unlocked as a character. I never got him. But supposedly you get to unlock his new voice lines in the Windbloom event. Apparently if you do that, you get to unlock them, but I don't know.
It looks fine, but even so, it needs to properly rest up.
Let's go find her. She's outside, apparently. Like all the way? Yeah, I see her. Okay. Man, just impale myself on that? Shit.
Ah, you're here.
It's funny because inside my Serenity pot, I have her next to a waterfall like that, and I did that on a whim. Who would have thought that that's actually... Like, she does look like someone who would be next to waterfalls and fountains. So who would have thought that that's actually how she's depicted in the story quest? They have it as a backdrop.
Thank you for keeping Tamimi a secret.
You don't plan on telling them?
If I tell them about Tamimi, will they still feel happy for Karkata? Even if we could convince them to accept the components, they'll probably still feel bad about it. I don't want my past to affect people in the present. That applies to both me and other people.
You don't have to shoulder this alone. Or maybe you'll feel better if you share it with the rest. Yeah, because think about it. She was trapped in her ruins for 100 years, and all her family and friends had all died because, you know, no one really lives that long. And they all kept wishing for her return, but she never returned until way later. She found a way to get released. But while she was in there, she stayed the same. It halted her aging, and she never changed. It was like time froze while she was inside the ruins. But the world outside kept moving without her. And it's like she has no one in this world who she's close to, so she probably feels empty inside and probably doesn't know how to really react because it has been so long. So like people she used to know and the way the world was has completely changed. So she probably really feels mostly alone. She tries to deal with it all on her own, but you could tell it's bothering her. In that case, it feels like I'm describing myself.
It's fine. I'm used to this.
Sounds like something I would say too.
I once believed that I'd never hear from my old friends and family ever again. Even their faces are getting hazier in my memories. However, I could remember them clearly again after reading the letter Mimi handed to me and learning that they'd never given up on me. That's more than enough. I'd be disappointing them if I let myself fall into a slump because of this. Neither my teacher nor my mother would have wanted to see me like that. Besides, you're lending a listening ear to me now, aren't you? Oh, Pardee's GI looks pretty scenic at night. Will you take a stroll with me?
It'd be my pleasure.
Once Karkata's condition stabilizes, I'll find a chance to tell Tainari and Kale about all that. But for now, just help me keep the secret.
You got it, Moonlight Goddess.
Thank you. Whether it's 100 years ago or now, I have people who worry about me. I suppose I should consider myself quite fortunate. The only time when I felt otherwise was when I had just returned to Sumeru.
That blinking.
No one came to check up on me then.
Welcome home, Faruzan.
Yeah, I'm home.
Aww. That's so sad. It's almost like, it really is upsetting a little bit. I'm one of those people who usually get sentiments, like, it's enough to make you slightly teary-eyed, because it's depressing. Like, can you imagine that, being trapped somewhere for 100 years, and the whole world keeps moving on without you? And like, all your family and friends, they all pass away. And when you come back, there's no one here. That's really depressing. Oh. There I go again, getting sentimental. Well, it is depressing, I think. So yeah, there's one where you tell them. Okay, let's go back. Woo! There's one where we're gonna tell him. Watch her be like, what the hell's wrong with you?
You're back!
How was your journey?
Oh god. Wipe away my damn tears.
Oh no. She finally got to reunite with an old friend from 100 years ago. But
As a researcher, she could perhaps accept it. However, as a friend, a student, and a daughter, we should give her some time. Let's just wait for her here.
Oh my god.
And in the future, I hope that we can be here to support her as her new friends.
Okay. Wait until a day later again. Watch her be like, what the hell's wrong with you? Damn it, I still went over a little bit. It's hard to aim it properly. Jeez. I don't like getting sentimental in my videos like that, but I do. I'm one of those strongly sympathetic, empathetic people. I can feel how other people feel. It's really strange. Like, I can take other people's pain into myself. And I'm like a vessel for it.
what? Is there to be no welcoming party?
We've all been waiting for you, Madame Faruzan.
Them fireflies, though. It went directly through him. What the hell?
That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Karkata is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape. Huh? Why do you all look so solemn? Come now. Liveliness befits youngsters more. Madame Faruzan, did these parts come from... Come now. I thought that you must have encountered some major problem. This isn't something you have to worry about. Well, it looks like you already know everything. But no need to feel bad. Like I said before, as researchers, we must learn to accept our failures. Tamimi has been operating beyond capacity for a century, and I'm unable to repair it with my current abilities. Not even with these parts. It would thus be much better to use them to extend Karkata's lifespan. As a senior, it is only right that I do something for the people who come after me. That holds true for both researchers and machines. Besides, I didn't say that I would be giving you these parts for free. They will only be used for Karkata temporarily. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to help me with my research. I'll be sure to revive Tamimi once I've fully deciphered and replicated the creations of the ancient civilization.
All right, I'll do my best to help.
Me too. Although, I'm not sure if I'll be much help.
I'll help too.
Thank you. If they could remodel Tamimi successfully even back then, there's no reason why we won't be able to do even better. And when that day comes, I'll be sure to say, welcome home, Tamimi.
New friends, a new life, a new beginning. I'll say that one, it's cute. Alright, that's the other one. So how does it... See, some of these get a little hard. Like, that happened with Shinobu's. There was like one line that kept getting changed, and I kept having to redo it over and over again, because I couldn't get it right. Because you have to find out how it branches, and it gets complicated. So, it looks like I wish these scrolled faster. So there's two endings here. There's one at the top somewhere. Okay, over here. And then looks like there's two more here somewhere. So right here, yeah, so there's one where we asked to direct a class and one to do something else. Okay, what am I at? Now I'm nowhere close. See, I haven't been doing this. It said 20 days and now it says 12, so I've been gone longer than what I thought. Uh-oh. I also have like a tooth I think I need to get pulled out. I have a tooth that had decayed and I have like the root of the tooth is still in my gum line and it's been kind of hurting me lately. It's been hurting me for like the last 2 or 3 days straight, so I might have to make an appointment to get it pulled out and I'm not looking forward to it. Mainly because they're going to have to cut the gum line open to get to it if it is actually still in there. And it really is starting to create like a soreness, so I think I'm going to have to try to do that soon, and I'm not really looking forward to being in pain. I don't like getting teeth and stuff pulled, I hate it, but I think I'm going to have to because I can't deal with this irritant sore pain all the time. It just hurts constantly.
What now? Master said there's no
Okay,
feel
let's
for
see.
that. What if I get him in trouble?
So let's see.
Yeah, that would be... But I'm sure he'll say... Huh? Oh, so if I also stay and help... Okay then. I'm counting on you.
So we have to change this.
I have to... We're back, Madame Faruzan.
I walked in place for a couple seconds. What was that?
The Traveler said that she can stay and help you. Oh! Why, I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious about the type of person the Traveler is. Is that so? Now, should I apply to teach a course with Harab? I don't know if Kainari's told you about this before, but while my research involves learning about ruins and the mechanisms within them, I don't belong to Ksharawar, which specializes in researching mechanisms, nor am I in Spontamod, which specializes in researching energy flow. Instead, I'm part of Haravatat, which specializes in languages and scripts.
He only said that you're a very senior researcher in a field of mechanisms you don't belong to, huh?
She has been invited to Kasharawar multiple times to continue her research, but she's rejected them each time.
Just listen to how they introduce themselves. In the future, Kasharawar will be the only Darshan with the ability to research mechanisms. There's no such thing as exclusivity in knowledge. Besides, the current Kasharawar is more concerned about how mechanisms can be used in everyday life, while my research involves textual analysis of ruins. If they're trying to use the collaborative project as an excuse to have me reconsider again...
No, that's not it. The request this time is from Akara Crafts. The representative of Kasharawar recommended you to them, Madame Faruzan. In truth, she told me that it's because she respects you a lot.
Oh, respect? Oh, my. Putting aside my ideological differences with Kasharawar, I suppose I must acknowledge this attitude of theirs. At the very least, they're bounds above those decrepit Haravatat fools.
Wouldn't hurt to hear them out.
Yeah, Akara Crafts is a pretty nice shop. Since both of you feel as such, I shall first hear this proposal.
In summary, Akara Crafts wants to design a series of early learning toys that will cultivate curiosity and learning in children.
Early learning toys. Interesting.
The academia agreed to work with them because they hope that these toys can help children become excellent researchers in the future.
True. The current academia is in need of some new blood. If the children start learning now, perhaps I can find some talented students in a few years. Madame Faruzan, you still haven't found any students?
Anise, Kasharawar's representative, should be staying in the inn at Port Ormos. If you want more details, you can find her there.
Port Ormos? Now there's a place I haven't been to in a long time. I wonder how much it's changed.
I probably can't join you since Port Ormos is a little far from here. I should probably go back and report to Master, and then review today's homework.
No worries. Go do your homework, Kale. Once I'm done with everything here, I'll head over to Pardis. Thank you. Why, I'd even call this a rare chance for a curious researcher like myself to observe the legendary traveler up close.
Oh my god. Okay, so where am I taking her? Yeah, let's just teleport. I could take you there, you know, by teleporting magically. My magical teleporting powers. Like you said you wanted to observe me. Turns out I'm actually a sweet, sick teleporter. She's like, what the hell? What the hell is this? Man, every time you come here, the music is always so fucking loud. This is the first time I've come here and it's quiet.
Behold!
That's how you get to a place quicker.
Madame Faruzan! Oh, it's really you. Did you change your mind?
She's like, hell no.
All right, calm down. Let me be clear. I'm still not all that interested in Kasharawar. I'm just here to see how the project is going.
That guy's arm movement in the background is so weird. Like he starts waving and then he starts calling.
After all, you're here as representatives of the academia in this collaboration. The reputation of all research is at stake here, so I will not simply stand by should mistakes get made.
Either way, it's good that you were willing to come.
Oh Jesus Christ, my mind.
Now, we've given Akara Crafts many ideas over the past couple of days. However, their owner thinks that our designs are too complicated, which will drive production costs too far up.
That's expected. Students who have never had to deal with budgetary constraints probably don't understand how important it is to keep costs low. How enviable. Oh,
By any chance, has it been very difficult for you to get funding for your research?
If you join the Kasharawar, your budget will be as big as you want it to be. I guarantee it.
That's enough. I will not repeat myself. Take me to Akara Crafts owner first, if you please.
All right. He's usually at the slope up ahead recruiting volunteers to test out his toys. Let's just head over.
That sounds wrong. It does sound wrong, but I know what they mean. What the fuck? Yeah, it's funny that I never realized that the music is different here at night.
Nice ring to it.
That guy, seriously? Oh, I remember this guy. He was the one I built the Aranara toys with. They were actually like wooden sculptures, but okay.
Mamdu, the one I recommended is here.
Oh, so you're, Madame Faruzan?
Yes, that's me.
Ah, wonderful. We haven't been able to make any progress on our collaboration recently. We've made many suggestions, but Miss Anise thought that those ideas were too simple and wouldn't be effective in training the mind.
These early learning toys are meant to help the academia train future researchers, after all. If they're too simple, then how are they any different from regular toys?
But if they're too complicated, not only will they be expensive to produce considering our production capabilities, but they won't have much broad appeal to Sumeru's children either.
So the design can't be too complicated, but it can't be too easy to play with either.
I remember that in your notes. Many contraptions have managed to fulfill complex functions despite using simple parts. Maybe we can do something similar with these early learning toys.
The contraptions in my notes. I didn't create those. I simply took the contraptions in the ruins apart and analyzed them. But now that you mention it, the ruins did have things like that. Do you have a pen, paper, and scissors? I'll make a paper prototype.
You have an idea already? I suppose I should have expected as much of a respected academia senior researcher. We do have those. Yes, please, help yourself.
Faruzan starts the sketch and cut.
Oh, you're done already?
Weird.
Let me explain. These 3 thick lines represent 3 poles. These paper strips of varying lengths represent rings of different sizes. They can be slotted onto the poles and stacked up like a tower.
Well, that is easier to make than I expected. So, how is this game played?
That's very simple as well. You just need to shift the tower from this pole to another pole.
Isn't this a little too simple? Even by the standards of an early learning toy, I mean.
Of course, when moving each ring, the paper strips in this case, you must follow one rule. You can only move one ring at a time, and you can't place a bigger ring on top of a smaller one. It's like building a tower. The rings in the 3 poles must be stacked from big to small. I named this toy Pagoda Stack.
Pagoda stack.
That sounds way too simple. Even I feel like it's missing something.
Give it a try and you'll find out if it's simple or not. I heard from Anise that you find volunteers to try out the toys, right? Why don't we do the same for this game?
It's such a simple toy. There's no need to...
And he's stuck.
Mamdu, let's just do as she says.
Okay, then.
Gathers nearby volunteers over and Faruzan explains the rules
And
to
that's
them.
how you play this game. You can all give it a try. Let's see who's able to move the tower to another pole in the smallest number of steps.
You called everyone here for such a simple toy?
It doesn't look like it'll take that many steps.
Come on, we all promised to help Mr. Mamdu test out the new toys. He said he'd give us new Genius Invocation TCG cards.
So they were layered here with the promise of a different toy. So they were layered here promising new cards.
Ugh, fine. Let's get this over and done with so we can head back and play cards.
Children start to play with the Pagoda stack.
Done! It took me 19 steps.
Jesus Christ.
Huh? It took me over 20 steps.
I only needed 18 steps.
Not bad. Looks like you're all familiar with the rules now. Then let's increase the difficulty. The next tower will be 5 layers tall. Now then, give it a shot.
Okay.
Wait, there's more?
Well, since we're already here, why don't we just give it a try?
An extra layer shouldn't make it that much harder, right?
Is what you think.
What's going on? I've already moved over 30 steps, but I'm still not done yet.
I'm Almost done. Looks like I'm the faster one this time.
Done! It took me 35 steps.
What? How?
This pagoda stack toy is pretty fun to play with.
Good. We'll try it one final time. This time, we'll add 2 more layers, making 7 layers in total. Mamdu, we've still got quite a few paper strips here. Why don't you give this a go as well?
Do you need that many steps for something this simple? Let me try.
Madam Faruzan, allow me to try it as well.
You were looking at it quite seriously just now. Are you starting to understand the principles involved?
I think so.
If you want to test out your hypothesis, you'll just have to play and find out.
Got it.
We don't have enough paper strips left for you, Traveler. However, by the looks of things, you seem to have the game figured out.
Somewhat, just about.
Why don't you guess what the lowest number of steps needed to solve a 7-layer pagoda stack is?
Oh, jeez. I can't really focus because I'm not really feeling 12 and having issues. I really don't feel too well at all. I am kind of worried because they did say that there was a new stomach virus going around. But that's not what's wrong with me. At least I don't think so. It really does suck. I don't have any more of the medicine stuff that I use for my stomach. I basically used all of what I did have, so I'm basically stuck just having to deal with it. 108. These are all specific numbers. I think they really are testing you. They really do want you to get it right.
Oh, color me impressed. You figured it out so quickly. Let's see how well they do then.
Did I really get it right?
If I move this small ring, then the big one won't be able to go on top of it. Oh, this is going to take more steps than I expected.
I've lost count of how many steps I've taken. Can I restart?
This got a lot harder.
I solved it! Madam Faruzan, it takes 127 steps in total.
I did get it right.
That many? But there are only 7 layers.
For every extra layer in the pagoda stack, the move order you need to consider becomes much more complex, and the number of steps required will at least double.
More accurately, it will require double the steps, plus 1 each time. You did well. You didn't underestimate the principles behind it just because it's an early learning toy. The complexity of any given contraption isn't determined by the number of parts it has. The way the parts interact and the rules behind how it operates are important too.
Oh, I see. No wonder you emphasized in your notes that no contraption should ever be underestimated.
I see. So even a simple toy can become complex with the right set of rules.
That's right. The rules used for Pagoda Stack are the simplest kind when it comes to ancient contraption-making techniques. I could spend some time picking out all those machines that do something similar and write you a reference book. Once that happens, you can give the volunteers the reference book and paper prototypes and find out which toy is the most popular. Do you have any other toys?
Not yet.
Yeah! When can we play with them?
In about 2 days or so, I think. Anise, if you're free, can you help me with the illustrations for the reference book?
Of course! I'd be honored.
2 days should be enough for us to find more volunteers. Then we can organize a huge conference here, at which we can announce which toy we'll be making.
Should I come back in 2 days then?
You'd be most welcome. We need more people to get a healthy range of opinions. The more, the merrier.
Thank you for coming here with me today. I'll walk back with you.
Okay. Oh. Am I supposed to just drop him off the ledge? Yeah, okay, well. Hold on. Oh, it cut me out of the menu.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Pardistii as quickly as I can. Anise. We haven't had much time to get to know each other, but she seems like a good kid. She's able to calmly figure out the basic principles behind something without being influenced by others. I'll do my best to teach her over the next few days. Still, how much she learns will really depend on her. Well, her interest lies in the application of mechanisms. I do have some old knowledge to share, but if we think about the future, it's easier for her to learn the things she's interested in if she stays in Ksharawar. My research into mechanisms is, in a sense, a side effect of my research into ancient texts. If she becomes my student to learn how to make modern contraptions, it wouldn't benefit either of us in the long run. However, if she develops an interest in deciphering ancient texts over these next 2 days, that would change things. If I successfully poach a student, those young punks at Haravatat will have one less reason to cut my budget. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia. Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anise's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations.
This music also reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy XII. It's one of my favorite games, but like I've already had to restart over on it like about 4 or 5 times. And since my console corrupted last time and I've had to start on it for like a 4th time, I said screw it. That game is too hard to get through. It's a fucking hard game and it takes so long to get anywhere. And I don't have enough room for it on my console right now anywhere, so it's uninstalled.
You're right. Explanations are a core part of early developments, too. By using detailed and accurate illustrations, we can impart knowledge more effectively. It would also make it easier for me to recruit students. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
I wonder if you tell her to keep it simple and fun. It changes. I was trying to pull this up when I was gliding down, but it stopped me. Guess correctly the smallest number of moves it will take to solve a 7-layer Pagoda Stomach. I just guessed. That's why I went around like that. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was like, this one. Okay, 2 days it said. Well, luckily for me, it lets me go around that many times. It only lets you wait that long. It doesn't let you wait any longer. It'd be funny if they just let you keep spinning it and spinning it and spinning it, but they would have to put a limit on something like this. There's not a game that just lets you wait infinitely. I mean, maybe there is, but I don't know. Well, there are some games that can play by themselves infinitely, so... I like the stars and the clock, how the cogs move, and it's like this weird Stargate nonsense.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Shut up, Scar, and climb the fucking tree. I should have flew over, fuck. Now I'm probably gonna wind up drowning him because I don't think he can reach the pier. Can he reach it? Oh, he can. But is it enough? No. Yeah, I'm gonna wind up drowning him. Shit. Oh. I was lucky. Drown him by accident. Yeah, the music is different here because I normally don't come here during evening or night. I never realized that the song has slower variations. I'm just used to it being super thrilling. I'm trying to see around him if you're wondering what the fuck I'm doing. There is a teleport point up there though, I think. I don't know why I'd be doing it this way. Oh. Man, the fucking sun rays. Yeah, we gotta go to the other side. Whatever. Make him climb it like this. I know it's telling me that it's down. Is it really? Yeah, I think it is. Just want to see if they hit anything. That's how I found that hidden chest above the Shrine of Surstana. I had him just start climbing a fucking tree and I ended up finding a thing. This moonlight. He's like one of those characters where he can't make his voice deep. He has like a natural soft voice that seems like when he tries to make his voice like deeper, it seems like he can't do it. Like that one line where he's like, "You dare to gaze upon me." Like he tries to make his voice deep, but it just doesn't come out. It just doesn't. Why is there just a random mint right there? Whoa! I knew that was gonna happen. Must be some questionable noises, dude. Cool. Man, watching him do all this jumping and stuff is fucking making me tired. Whoa, hold on there. Oh. It's just a fucking drop. They didn't even fill it in. Why would you fucking do that? You would have thought they would have hit something up here. But who would actually come all the way up here? Except for me. Well, yeah, who would come all the way up here except for me? I'm one of those people who like exploring trees and shit, so... He auto-turned, I didn't do that. I don't know if they would have hit something here. Because, like, the way the tree is laid out, it's laid out in such ways where you could, like, stop and, like, catch your breath. Like, you can actually stop your character to let their stamina rebuild. Like, this is a ledge for them to stand on. Who's to say? Gotta be careful not to drop them. You can see where they're loaded in. This game has a habit of doing that. If you go to a place where you're supposed to be for a story, and you get too close to the area or where another character is, it'll just load you in, and if you happen to be falling from somewhere, it will just drop you, and you will take stupid amounts of damage. That's why when I drop them off stuff, I try to make sure they're not too high off the ground. Like that. I don't think he took damage from that.
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have. This is going to be quite the event.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. Let's see what the academia shall say about it this time.
The grand and lively event gets underway.
To sum up, the 24 forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms were used in various ruins. All right, let's go to the next page. Now, I'll explain the base layer design of elemental monuments.
How did things turn out like this? I feel like I'm in class. I haven't been in class in years. Oh, how did it turn out like this?
Are we done yet? Oh, I'm falling asleep.
I don't understand any of it at all.
Are these really toys?
They sound a bit too dangerous to buy for children.
Oh.
Well, we've prepared paper prototypes for everyone. If you're interested in the mechanisms Madame Faruzan's talked about, you're more than welcome to try them out.
Oh, this is no fun. Can I try another toy?
I want to go home and play Genius Invocation TCG.
Forget it. I don't think anyone would be interested.
I should go home and take care of my children.
Instead of standing here talking like this. Oh my god, I hate that. The launch event ends on that note.
How did this happen? Forget about getting opinions from others. No one even wanted to stay and try them out.
I'm sorry. I think we miscalculated.
No, you simply gave suggestions. I was the one who decided to follow through. Anise, too, was only following my instructions. I will find a way to make up for this error. Please, give me some time. I'll write another reference book.
It's because I was the one who told her to be detailed. I think you're supposed to tell her to be fun and simple.
Excuse me, but are you the one who wrote this reference book?
Yes. Who are you?
Ah, you're that man Mountain who was in the crowd just now.
Do I stand out that much? Well, I guess I don't look like someone who'd have anything to do with toys. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kamal, the branch master of Sumeru's Adventurers Guild.
What's the branch master doing here? Were you looking for us, or did something happen?
I came to Port Ormos to visit some old friends. On the way over, I saw the booklet you were handing out, so I came to take a look. Can you print a few more copies of this booklet and sell them to the Adventurers Guild? Also, could you make full-fledged models of those paper prototypes and sell them to us as well?
What does the Adventurers Guild want with these toys?
You may see them as toys, but to adventurers who need to deal with all sorts of machines and contraptions within ancient ruins, this booklet is a true treasure. We have many members who can't read, so books are of little use to them. What they know of handling mechanisms has been learned solely through word of mouth. Even if the academia granted public access to all their books, there are people who can't use them.
Ah, and our booklet is practically all pictures.
Well, it is designed for children.
It might be a bit too difficult for children, but it's perfect for adventurers. Also, those paper strips, you call them paper prototypes? If you can make wooden versions for demonstration purposes, even the most illiterate person would be able to follow along and understand. If we can supply a model set for each branch, and if each adventurer carries a booklet with them, then ruin exploration will become much safer.
You really think so? I mean, yes. I always knew it. Knowledge will always be needed, one way or another.
Making models of contraptions for the Adventurers Guild? To be honest, that sounds like a good avenue to explore to me.
Will there be an issue with the academia?
We'll probably have to send in a separate application, but it shouldn't be an issue. After all, this concerns safety during the exploration of ruins. It's a problem that the academia is actually trying to address as well.
Then let's cut to the chase and discuss the details of our first order. The amount we're offering to pay in advance is this much.
Oh my god. Yes, give me all your money. Am I holding her hand or what am I doing? I guess I'm holding her because she's about to faint. I'm like, what am I doing with her? The fuck? Yeah. Alright, so let's look at them again. Yeah, because I told her to be detailed and serious. Do you think you're supposed to tell her to be... Oh, come on, I hate when it does. I wish they had a better way to get the one you want, because trying
There's no need to exchange pleasure.
Trying to select the one you want is like fucking impossible.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tynar. You want to ask why I'm unwilling to join them, yes? Putting aside the fact that they're too full of themselves, I actually have no issue with their research methodologies and approach. After all, knowledge is either right or wrong. Superiority and inferiority do not come into the conversation. All researchers are just doing their best to shed light on the unknown in their respective fields of expertise. No matter what corner of the unknown they shed light on, it's a step forward for us all.
Then why do you refuse to join them?
Because I believe wholeheartedly in that principle, even if the others call my research useless. As long as the knowledge I gain from it is accurate, it could become useful in the future. In the end, useful and useless are concepts that shouldn't be used to evaluate knowledge. When I first started deciphering ancient documents, I didn't think about how it'd be useful to Ksharawar. That's why there's no need for me to join them to do useful research. I'd rather stay in Haravatat. It's much more convenient for me to access the materials I need for my research here. Still, the funding that Ksharawar has offered me is so hard to get in Haravatat. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia. Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anis's help, 2 days will be enough for our work.
It's the same. Okay.
You're right. If no one understands the reference book, it doesn't matter how detailed it is. It's better to make it simpler and fun so that children will be interested in the subject. It'll also make it easier for me to recruit students in the long run. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account.
Okay. Oh, so I think that is how it changes. It has to be. Because there's nothing else you can tell her. And there's actually, like, nothing else you can even do. Damn it. The third button on my jacket came undone. It always comes undone because I think it pulls open, it undoes itself and I don't realize it. Okay. I didn't even have to go across where I was. I could have just went like this. Oh well, I was looking for stuff in the trees anyway.
Oh, you're here.
We've called up...
Okay.
And if we activate this little mechanism, just like that, a Sumeru rose will appear at the top of the cane.
Oh, I see.
I thought it came out of thin air. It's amazing.
If the mechanism was bigger, you could make a rabbit appear, right?
Then you can't use a cane. Could you switch it out with a hat or something?
You're applying what you learned creatively. Not bad. Let's look at the next page. If you fold an origami bird like this, it'll fly further and more stably.
Whoa. You can make a mechanism using just a piece of paper?
Yeah, I've seen people use paper to make like slingshots and other stupid shit, paper guns and whatnot, like the ones that shoot rubber bands and stuff, and pencils and erasers. Kids in my school used to make stuff like that all the time. Paper footballs, where it was like a triangle, but they called it a football, and they would like flick it at their fingers. They would always flick it back and forth at each other, and the teachers would always be like, fucking stop that.
The principles at play are even more important than the parts that make up a mechanism.
I wish I had a better chair to sit in, Faruzan. The way I'm sitting is currently fucking hurting my leg and my ankle. Jeez. Yeah, the way I'm sitting on a fucking plastic crate. It's like a black hard crate. Like the ones that they would store like pop bottles in or milk, or you could store anything in it really, but it's like this black crate. I have 3 of them, but the one I'm sitting on is the oldest and it's kind of cracked in some parts, and like it's really fucking uncomfortable. Like I have a pillow that I'm sitting on, but you can still feel like the hard plastic going through sometimes, and it's so uncomfortable because I don't have any back support or anything. And it's like that the whole time I do any of my videos. They're all like that. I don't have a chair to properly sit on, so I have no back support at all, and I'm sitting on a fucking plastic hard crate that fucking hurts my ass.
These are pretty cool. I'm tempted to try them out.
I'm tempted to sound like a fucking creep.
I'm not that interested in toys, but if they'll be beneficial for children's development.
Everyone, we have paper prototypes and craft materials that you can use to make your own toys. Come try them out.
This is such a well-prepared event. I'll give it a go.
But we want to play too!
Oh, calm down, you child.
It's fine. We have a lot of paper prototypes and craft materials. All feedback is also welcomed.
The popular and lively event continues.
Oh, my origami bird flew further this time.
This seems like a fucking kid who's like, I'm so cool, look at me.
Professor Faruzan, how can I make mine fly further?
And this is the little shy kid who actually turns out to be a genius.
Just madam will do. Maybe in the future, you may indeed get the chance to call me Professor. You may wish to pay attention to these few details. Here, for example. All right. Try it again.
Wow! It really did fly farther!
Madame Faruzan, will we learn origami at the Academia?
And this is like the little girl who's like in between. Like she wants to be super cool, but also is really smart, but also quiet.